Feldwebel Schramm had gone bananas and we'd had to take him to Gießen. When all this lot was over, the escort became prisoners and the CO had to detail a new escort. This one was placed under the command of Feldwebel Schluckmayer, who had some kind of ear trouble. "If you're going to tell us he went batchy too," shouts Gregor, "I'll do somebody or other a bloody mischief." "Oh, no," says Porter, looking insulted. "I always stick to the facts. Feldwebel Schluckmayer never went mad. He did shoot himself just before we got to Fuhlsbüttel, and that caused us a bit of trouble because, you see, we couldn't just march into the glasshouse and report without any escort commander." Gregor snatches his P-38 from its leather holster. "One more word and I'll fill you full of holes." "Have it your way," sighs Porter, shrugging his shoulders carelessly. "But you'll regret not having drawn on my wealth of experience. I am the expert on escorts, from both sides of the loaded rifle." "Shit," says Gregor irritatedly, slamming his pistol back into its holster. Porter, who knows Berlin like the inside of his own pocket, takes the lead. But as we cross Neuermarkt and swing into Bischofstrasse, one of the prisoners, Infantry Gefreiter Kane, points out that we are marching the wrong way. "What the devil do you know about it?" Porter bubbles furiously. "I might be taking a shortcut, mightn't I?"
"Balls," says Kane stubbornly. "I was born in this town and know it inside out. Go down here and you run straight onto Alexanderplatz."
"Don't you tell me what's what, you jailhouse shit. I know what I'm doing," says Porter.
"Prisoners speak when they're spoken to,"
howls Tiny from the back of the squad. "If we're going to the glasshouse," interjects an artillery Wagmeister, "then we're right off course." "Chatter, chatter, chatter," Porter chides in a superior tone. "You sound like a flock of flippin' parrots in a knockin' shop. Get the Christmas spirit going, Gregor, and free the slaves from their chains. I'm setting 'em up at the Crooked Dog on the other side of Alex." "There's always something doing at the Crooked Dog," explains Porter, with a cheerful gutter-snipe grin as we rattle to a halt outside the Dog. "Last Wednesday, some fella rushed out after another fella and shot him in the arse for trying to nip off without paying. Last night, a meeting between the railwaymen and the boys off the trams wound up with one of them getting a chronic case of hurdy-gurdy fever. And every night, somebody or other leaves head first via the window."
"You politicals?"
asks Tiny interestedly as he unlocks a Pioneer Gefreiter's handcuffs. "You could say that," the Pioneer answers phlegmatically. "According to the evidence, I ought to have been a cabinet minister at least."
"Red Front and all that shit?"
asks Tiny with a sly grin. "Worse than that," declares the Pioneer darkly. "I got chucked out of the Frog. The watchdogs swarmed around like a lot of ducks getting onto a lump of bread. And I have to tell 'em about Adolf being just a liar from Brunau, what the Austrians had sent us out of wicked malice."
"You got just one chance," explains Tiny omnisciently. "When they drag you up in front of the court, with your bleeding arm, click your heels and shout 'Heil Hitler!' This you do every time you answer a bleeding question. Then, what they do is they send you to the old trick cyclist. Up with your arm again and give him the same treatment. Then he'll ask you to do something barmy, like putting bits of wood in holes or putting words together or something. What do? You shout out, 'Führer Befehl wir folgen!' And this you keep on with even when they throw you into solitary. After a bit, they'll find out as how you're unsuitable for punishment and put you in the nut-house for life. Then you're saved. You just sit there nice and peaceful like and wait till Germany's got the shit kicked out of her. When that happens, they'll kick your arse out the loony bin and fill it up with Adolf and his mates. In the new Germany, you ought to have a good chance of making mayor, at least."
"Bit dodgy this, isn't it?" protests the artillery Wagmeister pessimistically, as they find seats in the smoke-filled, beer-stinking saloon. The host, a tiny man wearing a big black bowler hat, embraces Porter with a happy grin. The first round is on the house. "Any of you lot due for the chopper?" asks Porter after the second round has gone down. "If so, don't be nervous. It's all over before you've time to think about it. I know the fella who does it, and he knows what he's up to. Only made a mess of it twice, and one of them was a bint. Put him off by crying and saying it was all a mistake. It was, too."
"I don't believe they're cruel as all that," an infantry Feldwebel puts his oar in. "We Germans are humane people."
"Tell that to the boys in Gemmersheim," says Porter jeeringly.
"You may not believe it," says the Feldwebel,
"but I am really innocent." "Of course you are."